As an insurance agent, you already know how important networking is. But in today's world, networking is not just an offline activity, it's also an online activity. So today we're going to explore really the power of both things. We're going to talk about leveraging networking to promote your services, attract new clients, and expand your business. And it is crucial to acknowledge that really post COVID, this has really impacted the insurance industry and the way we do business. So networking continues to evolve post COVID with digital advancements. We're doing a lot more meetings by Zoom and virtually, and doing a lot of our relationship building online. And so we've got to be thinking through that when we talk about our networking. And so, of course, networking will never go away. It's always going to be a critical factor. The relationship is just a critical, vital piece of growing your insurance agency, growing your book of business. And so let's just talk through some of the things we're going to cover in this video. And first of all, we'll talk about the importance of networking. We'll talk about the impact of digital advancements. We'll discuss setting clear goals for your networking, choosing the right venues, and building those personal connections, utilizing technology to your advantage, overcoming challenges, and we'll discuss some real life success stories. And then, of course, we'll discuss the fact that consistency is always key. So let's dive in. Let's talk first of all about just the basics of effective networking. Networking creates vast opportunities for you as an insurance agent to grow your book of business. And by networking, you can discover new partners, referrals, and those things are essential to grow your business. But networking is more than just a lead generation strategy. It begins with attracting the right kind of prospects and piquing their interest in your services. Over time, what's going to happen is these prospects could become your customers. They can also become your referral partners to helping you really accelerate the growth of your agency and your book of business. And you could really create long-term, lasting relationships with them. But starting out, one of the things you need to do is you need to identify your networking goals. If you don't have clear goals, you're not really going to know what your strategy needs to be. You're going to be a little haphazard and kind of all over the map, not highly focused. So understand what you hope to gain from your networking efforts, whether that's increasing referrals, whether you're trying to learn industry trends, whether you're trying to really gather data on your community or your target market or enhance your product knowledge. Figure out what it is that you're actually trying to accomplish and what that objective really is. And then analyze your current network to assess the potential of that network, determine your priorities, and then set reasonable and strategic goals for your activities based on that information. And then, of course, based on whoever your network is, you need to choose the right platforms and events. Not every platform, not every event is ideal based on who your target audience is. I've seen many times where people are spending a lot of time at networking events where the wrong audience is in attendance. And so you want to make sure you've got the right audience in front of you. So select appropriate platforms and events to attend. Make sure that if you're a part of professional associations, they're the right associations, but professional associations like NAIFA and IABA, I can't get those words out, can be invaluable resources for you. Additionally, for you who are local agents, attending local community events, participating in online community forums can be extremely beneficial to you. Social media groups on platforms like LinkedIn and Facebook are highly effective for networking as well. And just make sure that any events you choose align with your networking goals. Don't just choose events because events are available. Don't feel like you have to be at every single thing. Make sure that your target audience is there. If you're looking for high net worth individuals, go where high net worth individuals are. Don't waste your time fishing in the wrong pond. And that's the point I really want to drive home. Know where your ideal customer is and spend your time in those places. Take time to develop and leverage personal connections. Building personal connections with customers means you have to be an attentive listener and you have to engage in meaningful conversations at networking events. Here's the thing nobody wants. Nobody wants to feel like a piece of meat. And if you're the person that just shows up and blows up and pukes your elevator pitch all over everybody, you're going to get a reputation very quickly and nobody's going to want to be around you. Be more interested than you are interesting. And let me reinforce that. Be more interested. Each interaction should add value to the discussion, and you may not see immediate results. Don't go for the quick sale. Don't go for the kill, if you will. Take your time and foster a long-term relationship. Relationship is the priority. If you develop trust, if you develop a relationship, then people are going to want to do business with you over the long term. Consistency is key in developing those personal connections. And so it's important to follow up and maintain those relationships. This is not a one-touch situation. This is going to be a multiple touch approach. Now, you can utilize technology to enhance your networking, and this is where the digital arena comes in. In our digital world today, technology is going to be a pivotal piece in your networking. Use your CRM systems for reminders to manage those contacts, to remind of birthdays and anniversaries and important events, to make sure that you're maintaining, regular contact. Put people in your tickler database. Social media platforms will give you continuous engagement opportunities. You can celebrate what's going on in people's lives and stay abreast of what's happening in their world. So when you see them offline, you can refer back to that. Hey, saw you were just celebrating your kid's birthday, or that you were out of town on vacation. How was it? Gives you great talking points. And those technologies allow you to keep track of networking events and webinars and really just expand your reach as a networker. And then there's some common challenges you may face, and we want to help you overcome those too. Some of those challenges can be virtual meeting fatigue. Everybody gets tired of Zoom meetings. So it's advisable that you take some regular breaks to deal with that issue. Being an active listener and focusing intently on what others are saying will help in identifying the right contacts for your business. But use a time tracker to aid you in managing your networking activities much more efficiently. And put breaks in your calendar. You know how long you can stay engaged, and you also know when you're going to check out. And so figure out what your sweet spot is, how long you can stay in the zone, how long you can stay engaged. And when you've had enough, you've had enough. And so don't overload yourself. People will know when you're engaged, and people will know when you've checked out. So know your own strengths and weaknesses. Now, let me give you, some success stories. We've got some friends at Long Wilcox Insurance Agency that are great examples of applying networking strategies. They engage on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn constantly. They provide valuable content for their community. They give insurance tips. They talk about trends. They talk about local events. And they have widened their audience and enhanced their lead generation and conversion rates just by being active with the people in their community and letting people into their lives, but being an active part of what's going on around them. And that's really what this is all about. It's not all about you. Don't just keep burping up what's happening in your agency. Talk about what's going on around town, your favorite coffee shop, the football team, high school events. Celebrate what's going on in your community. Be an active member of your community, and you'll find that reciprocates. So as we wrap this up, just remember, this is a long-term play. This is not a sprint. Networking is something you're going to have to be consistent at. Consistent networking is going to be key to achieving sustainable success. So just make it a priority to be networking day in and day out. What are you going to do to build that network, grow that network? Who are you going to be talking to on a daily basis? If you're on LinkedIn, who are you going to reach out to today and initiate the conversation? Not throw up, not tell them when can I get on your calendar and tell you all about my services. Just, hey, I would love to connect with you, know we're in the community, been watching what you do, just would love to add you to my professional network. Low key is a great approach. People will start to pay attention to you. You don't have to overkill it. We're not going in for the kill. The better you are at just positioning yourself as an expert and authority in your field, you don't have to go for the kill. People will notice your expertise. Just be the professional that you are and set yourself apart. So, a few questions we want to answer here. What is the importance of networking for insurance agents? Well, number one, it's just crucial because it helps promote your services, attract new clients, helps you grow your book of business. And what it does is it really allows you to build long-term relationships with not just potential clients, but also your existing clients. And it's also going to develop a huge referral network for you. How has digital advancement affected networking? Well, what it's done is it's made it more efficient and it's made it more precise. So you can really identify who you want to be networking with. What are the first steps in developing an effective networking strategy? Well, set your goals. What is it you want to achieve? And number two is figure out who is your ideal prospect. Who are the people you really want to be working with, and make it your objective to be networking with those types of individuals. How do you choose the right platforms and events for networking? You choose the places where your ideal audience is going to be found. Where do they spend the most time, and where can you find them in concentration? What are some tips for building personal connections during networking events? Well, be an active listener. Be more interested than interesting. That's the key to being successful in a networking environment. And add value. When it's your turn to talk, bring value. Just what can you do to improve the circumstance and the situation and the life of those who are listening to you? How can technology enhance your networking efforts? Technology, especially CRMs, are just going to help you become a better networker. They're going to remind you when to contact people. They're going to remind you of important events. And they're just going to help you stay in touch with what's going on in the lives of the people in your network. And then what are some of the biggest challenges? Well, everything's virtual, and so just not getting overloaded mentally is probably your greatest challenge. So find your pace and stick to that pace. Just don't get overwhelmed mentally, and stay engaged with your audience. And just realize that if you use the technology well, you can really develop quite the brand reputation for yourself. Hope you found this helpful. If we can help you develop an effective networking strategy and just really an effective marketing strategy all around for your agency, be sure and schedule a strategy session with us. We look forward to talking with you soon.